Hello, wonderful viewers. Welcome to CubeSights, your insider look at KubeCon CloudNativeCon. I'm Katie Greenlee, and I'm super excited to be here with all of you. Thank you for joining today. A few housekeeping notes before we get started. During this live stream, you're not able to talk as an attendee. There is a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to drop a question in there, and we'll get to as many as possible throughout the live stream or at the end. This is an official live stream of the CNCF, and as such, it is subject to the CNCF Code of Conduct. Please do not add anything to chat or the questions that you post that would be in violation of that Code of Conduct. Basically, please be respectful of all your fellow participants and your presenters. Today's live stream will be speaking with our own CNCF team and talking about their staff picks. We'll dive into which sessions they plan to attend, what they're most excited about, and their tips and tricks for a successful KubeCon CloudNativeCon EU. So let's take a moment. I'd like to introduce George and Jiffy and Kristoff. Thanks for all being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I am happy to be here.
Yeah, well, let's get started with kind of what is your pre-ritual, like KubeCon going into next week, do you do to get yourself ready to be successful when you get there in person? Whoever wants to take it first.
So this is one that actually Bob, myself, and George kind of started, and Bob and I are holding the torch even though we moved away. We are going to get our hair cut, and we are going to get straight razor. Well, Bob's getting the straight razor shave. I'm just getting all this kind of trimmed up tomorrow. So usually the day before the flight, because I leave Saturday.
Awesome. Kristoff, what about you?
I wasn't aware of that, but I went to have my haircut yesterday, so I think I'm alive.
Yeah.
You inspired me. You inspire me.
Yeah, everyone's getting their hair did before they go. I get my hair did tomorrow also. So we're all going to look fresh and ready to go. Everyone's not going to be able to recognize us. It's going to be amazing. George, what about you? Are you getting any grooming done?
I always do a workout because the plane ride to Europe is always long and sitting in that chair hurts me. So I always schedule a workout the day before to like get myself smoked. To get ready for it.
I don't mean to turn this into a workout and physical education podcast, but that's probably the worst time for you to work out. You do not want to do a workout and then sit not moving for 8 hours. That actually causes issues.
No, I do it the day before because I have sciatica. So I actually have a specific workout that my trainer does for me of squats. And like it kind of puts me together. I know that's a weird ritual. And then the big one is just tons and tons of water the day before. Just hydrate as much as possible. Yeah.
What do you do when you hit the ground? Like when you land, is there anything you do right when you get into a new place? Like for example, for me, I go and I drop everything off at the hotel, and then I go find a grocery store and I buy like several liters of water, still water, because we are going to be in Europe. I buy bananas, which is because they don't go bad, and they also help with all the like walking and the cramping of like the legs and stuff. And then like some kind of power bar, so that way if I throw those in the backpack. And then cough drops because we talk so much on site. Cough drops.
So I more bring these, but I bring a pack of chapsticks, like a 5-pack, with me on every conference that I go, and then two pairs of shoes. I noticed in Chicago my feet were hurting, so I'm going to start rotating in 2 pairs of shoes per day, and maybe keep a set at the booth or something like that. I know that sounds a little.
You got to do what you got. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, I think we're on our feet. We're on our feet pretty much. It's not an 8-hour day. KubeCon is like a 14-hour day for me.
Yeah.
Back to back. So I usually get there, hydrate, shower as quick as possible, and then I kind of see who's around because I try to go to rejects. I'm going to try to go to rejects this time. And see who's around and kind of start to mingle, but not. I don't try to commit to things like, I'll see you at dinner at 8 o'clock. Like I don't do that because I'm usually also really jet lagged. So it might be like never mind. I'm gonna go back to my room and crash for 3 hours. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do, and then I make sure I'm wearing like I have a set of travel clothes that I wear. Like I don't wear jeans on the plane. I wear like these expando dad pants that are kind of
joggers.
Yeah, they're very relaxed, and I kind of dress for athletic leisure, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the best way to travel is athletic leisure.
Yeah.
It looks nice, but it's also super comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kristoff, do you do anything?
Usually shower as soon as I can. And I like to walk around. I like to discover the neighborhood of the venue. Well, in this case, I know it already, but I like to walk around and to feel the sun and so that my body feel accommodated to the current sun and the time and everything. So yeah, but this time I will have a dinner at 8. Yes, I'm sorry, George.
I mean, I'll probably be with you, so
But
George is just inviting him to your dinner.
Oh, you can join me if you want. I'd be happy to. But yeah, I'm just doing that, walking a bit, and always the first thing I'm doing when I'm just arriving the day before the event, I'm also trying to get my badge as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that is a great.
I'm doing that all the time. I'm just going straight, having a shower, and then going to the venue to get my badge, because I like to have it, and it's always a way to meet people. So it's like a gathering point. So I like to do that.
It's a smart one. I like that.
Are we doing badges at the hotel? Are there badges at the hotels or?
No, there's not. It's just at the venue. But it does open up on Sunday. So folks who get in pretty early can pick them up Sunday afternoon, I believe.
Check that on that's what I'm going to try to do, I think.
Schedule. What about you, GP? Anything?
When I'm flying from west to east, like essentially North America to Europe, jet lag is like, people complain about jet lag. I am comatose. I am not alive for a day usually. And every single time that I've made this trip from, NA to EU, I get to my hotel and my hotel room isn't ready. And I have to like sit there in the hotel lobby for like 6 hours trying to stay awake every single time. So I don't really have any sort of, I just try and survive. What I will say is I tried something in Amsterdam last year, and that was I am going to stay awake and I am going to stay active and I am going to go do things, just open-ended things until about midnight. And I'm going to crash hard, and then I'm going to wake up and then just be completely on the current schedule. That worked out for Amsterdam. I wasn't that day that I landed, it was awful, but then it was fine after that. I just don't have any plans to do things yet Sunday.
Correction, badge pickup starts Monday at 2 p.m.
Sunday is, that actually makes sense because our how the sausage is made, like our team walkthrough is Monday evening. And Sunday is still like hard hat, steel toe boot. You are not allowed in the venue.
I think what really I forget is that this actually really starts on Tuesday and not on Monday.
I mean, you have KubeCons that have been like Monday through Friday for so long. It's like
I am definitely confused going into this one.
Also, St. Patty's Day is on Sunday for those that observe. I will not be doing a thing because that would just wreck me.
I'll be on a plane, so that will be really weird if I was celebrating.
Oh, do you get in Monday then?
I get in Monday. I'm just gonna go. I get in at like 9 a.m. Monday, so like I'm just gonna caffeinate a lot and like figure out how I can survive till about like 8 p.m. That's my goal. Like I'll probably walk around Paris. I haven't been to Paris in a long time, so I'm really excited to see the city again. Maybe Kristoff, you can tell us like cool
I want to
places
go with Kristoff because otherwise I'll just wander around until I find like a convenience store.
We can organize that. We can organize that. I'm landing on Monday morning too, so we can organize that on the afternoon or having a lunch together, and that would be fun.
Yeah, I love it. While we're talking a little bit about the week, so Tuesday is kind of that pre-Colo, pre-KubeCon day. What are you most excited for on Tuesday this year? You know, that pre-Colo day. I think I know George's excitement, but
I've got a good one.
Start there.
I'll let Jeff go first.
Oh, mine's boring. Contributor Summit. Kubernetes Contributor Summit.
I don't think that's boring. I think that's pretty exciting, right?
That's like what everyone would expect from me, I guess. Like,
standard
Contributor Summit is like what I have done every single KubeCon for as long as I've been going to KubeCon, so 6 years. Like, I go to the Contributor Summit. Yes, George, 6 years.
Are you gonna come check on me? Because we are doing lightning talks from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. One lightning talk every 7 minutes.
Wait, on
the
Tuesday?
Whole day.
Yeah, on Tuesday. The whole day.
Whole day.
All project facing lightning talks. It's the first time it's happening.
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting.
I'm very excited.
Typically we used to have like for those who are tuning in, we used to have project updates throughout the week during keynotes for graduated and incubating. This year. Just graduated talks will do a keynote update, but the rest of kind of incubating and sandbox get to have this project lightning round at KubeCon on Tuesday, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be projects, in my opinion, that like a lot of like the sandbox ones, like a lot of people haven't heard of. So if you want to know what's hot, that's the thing to do on Tuesday. Is just sit in there. And what we're going to do, we're going to keep it nice and loose because we can't expect people to sit through an entire day of lightning talk. So people can come in and out as they want, and we'll keep it nice and
there's also
fun.
My memory's been jogged. There's also like coffee breaks and like a lunch break and everything.
Oh,
like, it's
not. We're just keeping them in that room.
Yeah, until I follow
locking the doors, and they are not allowed to leave until they understand every project.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'll be doing cool things in between, making little announcements and things like that about how we're going to run the project pavilion. And
I was going to be like cool things like juggling. Can you imagine George up there just like juggling?
Well, do you know how to juggle? If you know how to juggle, I can make room for you.
I don't. My husband does. Maybe I'll get him to teach me real quick. I don't think it works that quickly, but we'll figure it out. I'll see.
George is just going to walk up on stage and start talking about like the Traveler and a bunch of other Destiny
dinosaurs and stuff will be
dinosaurs, and then people are just going to be like, "What in the heck?
What did I even sign up for?" Exactly, and then boom, first lightning talk of the day.
Yep, I love it. What about you, Kristoff? What are you excited for on Tuesday?
I am excited by the lightning talks. I love lightning talks. So when I look at the agenda, when I look at the schedule, I said, "Oh, I want to be there." Really.
Perfect.
Yeah. Good. I'll rope you in. We'll get you in there because we'll be talking to the projects as well about all the services we provide for them and making sure they're hey, I'll see you tomorrow. You know where your booth is? Those kind of conversations and meeting people face to face and letting them know I'm going to be your guide this week, that kind of thing.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I'm going to pop in on that. I'm also going to pop in on the CloudNative Hacks, that hackathon to see how it goes. That's a new thing that's happening this year as well. I'm pretty excited to see the energy that comes out of that, with the United Nations being involved and everything. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So if people have time, they should check that out as well. And then, of course, all the different colos that are happening. I mean, I think we're at 14 this KubeCon.
I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah.
Is it 18? I think it's 18.
18, yeah. I was a little short on that now that I look at it. But, I mean, that's pretty cool. There's a little bit of something for everyone, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
What about the rest of the week? What kind of, are you going to go to any sessions Wednesday through Friday? If so, what session are you the most excited for? I mean, I'm sure you're excited for a lot, but like, which one are you like, I have to go to that one?
D&D.
D&D. All right. I'm excited for that one.
I am a nerd. I play D&D. I have a D&D session that we are playing tonight. Point is, it was really well done in Chicago. I'm excited that they are getting to do a second session this KubeCon. It's funny. I laugh. I get all the jokes. Also, that's like the only session that I have time for.
Do you all actually play D&D, or are you talking about playing D&D?
In the session? Well, I'm not in the session, but are you talking about the session?
Yeah.
The session, they actually are playing kind of a pre-scripted D&D campaign.
Oh.
And all of the like dungeons and enemies and encounters have to do with some aspect of Kubernetes and Cloud Native.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's well done. Noah is awful with the puns. I gotta give him props. He was channeling Taylor D.
So is there like a crash loop back off monster and stuff that you have to slay? Like, is the killer coming?
No, we're not. There was an killer. There was actually an killer reference in the last session, but no, this is completely unrelated to Crash and Clash and chat.
Okay.
All the loops. I guess the only other shameless plug will be, Clash Loop. I feel like we have a very, very good set of folks that are going to be competing. So it's Abdul versus Mitch Connors. Oh, Clash Loop Back Off. So the stupid little game show that I host during Cube Crawl. It's like Iron Chef or Taskmaster, but, Cloud Native. So the first match, which kind of kicks off Cube Crawl, is Abdul versus Mitch Connors. Mitch Connors is returning from Chicago, where he tied the current, I guess, champion or Iron Chef or whatever you want to call him, Jeremy. They're actually, I will pull this up really quick. There 3 possible challenges, because I am very, very mean. One is called Sup Gamers, which is deploy a Valheim server. Okay. One is called live stream, where they have to set up an RTSP server and broadcast their laptop's webcam to their own phone. And then one is called the Honk CTL Scramble, which is I'm going to post a public kube config 3 minutes before they get access to it, and they have to try and undo whatever people have done and secure it. So that's only one. I'm only picking one of them. The second match is I'm not nice. The second match is Castlin Fields versus Kristoff Blecker. The first possible match is Help My Cluster is Broken. Hopefully that one's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The second one is, and I quote, I needed an AI task, where they have to deploy the KubeRay operator with auto scaling. And then a third one is Can't You Just Fix This, which is a link to a GitHub issue, and then the best PR wins in the time allowed. I'm not nice, but that's going to be super fun.
I am looking forward to seeing Caslin just wipe the floor with Kristoff.
That'll be nice.
I would
different Kristoff,
Yeah.
Blecker.
Yeah. Those are always fun.
So those are like the 2 things. Now, again, one of them I'm doing, but I genuinely enjoy it. So.
Do you have any sessions that are catching your eye? Like
the D&D one, but
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
What about you, George? Any sessions for you?
So I'll be mostly working the floor since I'm in the project pavilion, but I have one or 2. One is Maureen Duffy's talk. It's her first KubeCon, so I wanted to go to that one, and I try to go to the public talk sessions. Kind of gives me insight of where they're at, and that kind of helps me plan my. I guess that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 6 months, depending on what they're talking about. But other than that, mostly I try to work the floor and interact with the crowd directly as much as I can and do hallway track. So that's where I focus. So I'll be at the project pavilion, and on the schedule there are tours. So if it's your first KubeCon, drop by. We're gonna grab people and kind of give them a little tour of the pavilion, and then In certain cases, we might do little expeditions to like the AI hub. So like the Kubeflow folks might take a group over there, that kind of thing. We're trying to do like a tour heavy project pavilion to get people walking around in there. Otherwise, it's kind of like, oh, go to booth A, go to booth B, go to booth C. We're trying to kind of give them a guided, a more curated experience and see how that works. So I spent most of my KubeCon these days on the floor. In fact, during the keynotes, I'm always in the back standing up where the doors are. So when they're open, I go straight to the booths so that when people go into the floor, we're already kind of set for them. So that's... In Chicago, I was physically running because the crowd moved so fast. I was like, oh no, I better get over there.
Kristoff, what about you? What are you excited for? Any sessions?
Obviously, I'm looking to hear Taylor D and all his pun about France, for sure, because many of my friends told me, have you let him said this thing, hip 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 beret, in the title of his conference? I said, no, come on, this is Taylor. He will make a lot of fun jokes, and so I'm looking for that for sure. There's a session about how Lego is doing platform engineering. And I think it might be interesting. I love Lego, so I'm really looking to hear them. This session really interests me. And usually I'm trying to attend a few of the tutorials that are available. I always think it's a good thing to have some kind of hands-on tutorial where someone can help you start learning something. So I try to have a look at that session. There are a few of them. There are about 10 of them, so that could be interesting. And there is one also about a book club, Kubernetes book club this time.
Ooh, okay.
So I think it could be interesting too. And obviously, it's not really a session. Well, not yet, and not as formalized as a session, but we will have a new thing this year on the Learning Lounge, which will be a place where people will be able to have a lot of information about certification, training, and we will have multiple dedicated sessions about each of the certification we have. Jiffy will run one of them, and I will run a couple of office hour too, and that would be interesting. So I will be hanging around there a lot.
I think mine is like the last day.
I think so.
Friday was the only day I actually had availability.
Yeah, I have one on Friday too.
Okay.
Katie, what about you?
So I'm like George. There's not many sessions I'll be able to get to because I'll be kind of hanging out with ambassadors and on the floor and running from one thing to the next. But I did earmark in my schedule to try to make it to the Kubernetes maintainers read mean comments session, because I think that was just going to be really funny. Yeah. I'm really excited for it.
Let me get that on my schedule.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel's like mean tweets is one of my favorite things to watch all the time. I find it to be just takes off all that like pressure of like the world's mean and like take things too seriously. It's like you just like remind yourself that like it's okay that people are mad. And
it's a cathartic release.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for that one. I'm just excited to get to see all the ambassadors and chat with them. Outside of like KubeCon, like I don't get to see the ambassadors that much. So going to KubeCons is always kind of nice. And then they always bring such cool ideas to KubeCon to talk to me about. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited for the KCD booth and the which is actually turned into like the community event booth. So it will actually be KCDs and CloudNative community groups. So some of our community organizers get to talk about, their local community groups and recruit people to come check out their meetups. But we have a really stellar KCD lineup this year. I think we're already at like 20. Yeah, already at like 20 confirmed. Yeah, it's a lot. So
is that the booth in the pavilion? The one that's also
yeah,
there?
it's in the pavilion.
Okay, so there will be ambassadors there also, right?
Yeah, there'll be ambassadors and organizers. So I encourage people to go check that out. When they go check out your tour, maybe that's a place for them to stop by.
Oh yeah,
a lot
that
of
will
them,
be a highlighted.
yeah. A lot of them have like open CFPs right now. So if you didn't get your CFP accepted at KubeCon, shameless plug, you can still apply to go to a KCD, which is a great way to do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we'll be celebrating a few graduation, acknowledgements at the Project Pavilion. It's pretty cool that we had, 2 projects graduate before KubeCon. So Cloud Events and Falco are both the newest to graduate. So that's something people should always check out and congratulate both of those projects. It's a big deal. And then I try to hit up the diversity and inclusion events as well. So I'll try to make it to, I won't be able to make it to the Empower Us breakfast, but I will go to the diversity, inclusion, equity, and accessibility lunch on Wednesday. So I'm pretty excited about that. What is kind of your recommendations during the week? So we talked about like what you're excited for, but like and what we do but like during the week while we're in the nitty gritty of KubeCon, what do you do to like sustain yourself throughout the week? Do you go to the parties? Do you not go to the parties?
I don't go to the parties. I have one day where I allow myself to drink alcohol, and then the rest of the week I do not. Like, and usually on the middle day, like the Wednesday or the Thursday. Well, it depends now because everything's a day off. That night after the floor closes, I go right to my hotel and I crash immediately. But yeah, I try to stretch, stay limber. We're doing a lot of walking. Everyone's comparing like their step counts and things like that. So I try to do that. And then don't forget to stop by the shop because they always have cool stuff. So in the past, it was just kind of like the same Kubernetes t-shirt styles, but now they're just so I grab stuff for my kid like every trip now because they're clever. The hoodies with the animals on them and stuff, like they're just great.
Fippy and Goldie hoodies,
yeah.
We try to have custom stuff only that you can get at KubeCon, right? Like, so that's a great point. Some of the stuff you won't be able to get post KubeCon. Kristoff, what about you? What do you do to take care of yourself during the week?
So I'm going to the parties, but I don't drink alcohol most of the time. I don't drink alcohol. So, but I'm going to the parties. But the thing I'm doing is I prefer to sleep less, but every morning I have a breakfast. I force myself to wake up to have a breakfast every morning. I force myself to do twice during the week some sport in the morning before going to breakfast. So it could be I could go for a run. I could do some gym in my just in my room, but I'm doing 20 to 30 minutes of sport twice a week, and just to be healthy, let's say. And so when I go to sleep after the party, I'm tired. I'm really tired, but I fall asleep right away. So I'm not facing I'm not facing a lot of jet lag and things like that because of that too.
Yeah, that's smart.
So yeah, those are the kind of things I'm doing.
What about you, JP?
It's kind of weird. At home. Well, no, I mean at home, my life is generally a routine. Like I can tell you every single day what I'm going to do. And once I'm pulled out of that, it's like everything is not a mess. It's just everything is fluid. So do I go to parties? Like right now I plan on going to one of them, minus the cube crawl, obviously. But similar to Kristoff, I try to at least get 2 workouts in. I normally do like 3 heavy lifting workouts throughout the week. So while I'm traveling, I'll at least try to do 2. But I also don't want to pack a bunch of stuff for that. So it's like I'm not going to bring a weightlifting belt or any of that. Like I don't want to bring my lifting shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of limited to that. Specific to this KubeCon, I am getting a croissant every day. This is not a meme. This is not a joke.
Yeah.
Croissants are one of my favorite pastries. And if I am in Paris, I am getting a croissant every day from a different place.
Jiffy, ask a chocolatine, please.
What did you?
Okay.
What?
Chocolate. Okay, there is some kind of a debate in France.
A chocolate croissant?
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean, those are my favorite, but I also
depending where you live, you will call that in a different manner. If you're living in the southwest of France, you will call that a chocolatine. So basically, chocolate in. So chocolatine. If you're living in everywhere except southwest of France, you will call that pain au chocolat, so chocolate bread. And people are fighting all the time, saying, "Oh, you say that this way. Oh, you're saying that this way." And so, please, in Paris, ask them for chocolatine, please.
What do the ugly Americans call it?
What
do the ugly Americans call it? They just say, give me a chocolate croissant.
Give me that.
Yeah. Give me that. They pronounce the T really sharply at the end.
Yeah.
You know, so, croissant.
Yeah.
My weakness is those macaroons.
By the way, in French, you don't say this T at the end. You just say croissant.
Yeah.
Croissant. Yeah.
So, Jim, croissant. And
chocolatine.
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 Yeah.
No, chocolatine.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
But the only other thing that I typically do is I will absolutely always 100% get some form of coffee in the morning. Like the gym, I'll usually try and hit middle of the day just because I can't wake up and immediately work out. I've done that before. I don't like how I feel afterwards. Caffeine. Give me caffeine.
Yeah. I have to have my Diet Coke, like especially in conferences, they bring out the pop only a little while and then it goes away. Like I will sit there with a bag unashamedly putting it in my bag and be like, nope, I am working all day. We paid for this.
Yeah.
And I'm constant, I constantly have like a supply on me.
Yeah. I'm with you on the coffee. Like I have to find a good coffee place like before getting to the conference to get like that good authentic Paris coffee, and then definitely probably going to get a croissant. Now I'm going to call it a chocolat in chocolate.
Yeah, if you want chocolate inside. Chocolate.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, please.
I would have said pain du chocolat, but so now I know. I won't say it.
So what do Parisians call it is the important part, right?
Yeah, they will say pain au chocolat.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to say. Okay. I'll do whatever you say. I'm just going to hang out. With you. Is there a race on Sunday, Jeff? Is there F1?
Oh, I'm checking right now.
Unfortunately, the French F1 team not doing very well this year.
But no, it's the Saturday we leave. This week's
bummer.
an off week. The next F1 race is going to be in Melbourne.
Something I like to do when we're traveling to a conference or whatever. If there's an F1 race, I try to go to a locals place to see how the locals, watch sport kind of thing. But there's no other sporting events, right, Kristoff? In Chicago, Kristoff and I went to a Bulls game. That was fun.
In Amsterdam, a couple of us went to a football game. I'll use air quotes because I'm an American saying football. I don't want to get people all upset.
It was tiring. So the basketball game we went to last time went into overtime, and I was so tired. And I'm trying to stay awake because Kristoff's like, I flew all this way to watch the Chicago Bulls, you know, and we were having such a great time, and it was just like we saw some great basketball that night. But you're also so tired, and you're like, oh man, I got to get to the booth by 8 a.m. tomorrow. Oh no!
The thing is not saying is that I was speaking so much that I completely exhausted him. That's all.
Yeah. How do you all recover? Because like usually it takes me about 2 weeks when I get back to kind of.
Well, I have a 5-year-old, so I don't get to recover. I just like jump right back in, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're just gonna be weird, fluid, whatever going on. Like I'll just feel, yeah, this is my life now. I'll just kind of go with it. And I also I try to get right back into things. One, to get over the jet lag, and two, my poor husband is stuck home with both the kids. And this week while I'm traveling is spring break, so he's really stuck home without the kids, with no like real routine. There's routine, but it's not the normal routine. So it's gonna be a fun week for him.
There's routine, but then there's routine where they leave the house for 8 hours.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I feel for him on that. So when I get back on Saturday, I get back late Saturday, but Sunday it's like I'm gonna be right up. My 5-year-old will be probably in my room at 5:30 a.m. because he's a rooster, just chatting at me. And I'll be surviving on coffee for a week.
The good thing is, since you will be jet lagged, you will be awake at 5 a.m.
Yes, that is true. I will be awake at 5 a.m. That is the good thing about the jet lag.
First thing I do when I get back is I have a special pocket in my bag where I put people's business cards. So when I have a conversation, I'll write what it was about on their business card and I'll shove it in a special pocket. When I get back, I dump it all out on my desk. And then I go through okay, I got to email this person first. And I do it like this little ritual and things like that.
Yeah. It's smart.
I have. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just have a notebook where I write everything down. So I do kind of similar to you where I'm like, okay, did I cross that off? So I know I did it.
Like, who did I promise something?
Log seek, man. Log seek.
Yeah.
Mine is genuinely boring. I can tell you what I do every single time. Get home. I'll see the cats and the dog. Susan's somewhere elsewhere. I'll just say like, hi, whatever. Take my bag up to the hamper, dump my bag into the hamper, and then I will go back downstairs and usually sit on the couch and try and watch something and just stay awake until like 8 p.m. It doesn't matter whether I'm jet lagged or not. It's just travel. When I get back, there's just this. Do y'all know like traction, like putting your back into traction, or just like actually decompressing your spine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that, like the phrase decompression. It's like that, but for my whole body. I'll just like sit on the couch, and I'm not normally a couch potato, right? I'll sit on the couch and then just be like,
just like that.
Fell right into it.
Yeah.
And then like 8 p.m. will roll around, and it's just like, all right, I'm going to bed, and then I'm fine the next day.
Sometimes I do that in the conference. Sometimes I'll be like, I find a corner. There was a spot in Chicago, and I always try to find a place, like a couch thing or whatever, where it's like, okay, I've got 20 minutes before something important and I'll just go lay there, horizontally to kind of or get my feet up, because like you walk so much, you can feel like your heartbeat in your feet all the time. So I'm always trying to like find every new angle I could possibly figure out.
Yeah, that's a good point. When I get back to the hotel room, like after a long day of walking, I lay on the bed and put my feet up on the wall.
Oh yeah.
So it just everything drains down. And I just lay like that for like 30 minutes. I'm just like, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And my arms out.
I didn't count my steps last time, so this time I'm going to.
In Chicago, I was 25,000 steps away.
Yeah, I was about 25,000, 30, depending on certain days. There was like one day where I was like real ambitious, and I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk before the day. Because I was like, that will be awesome.
A walk.
I'll be super energized. Because I like to walk. I do. Like I walk at home with the dogs. I say dogs. It's one dog now. I walk at home with the dog all the time. Her and I go for like 3-4 mile walks throughout the day. So I was like, I got this. Like, what's an extra, 5,000 steps? Like nothing. No, that was
yeah.
that was not nothing. I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, I made a mistake. I made a terrible mistake.
Yeah. The layout looks pretty cool though. Like the pavilion is right next to the stairs to get up to the keynotes. So I have a feeling I'm going to be more vertical this time than I was. Chicago felt very spread out to me.
It was very much like this in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then also it was like, because it was like a H in Chicago. So it was like you went this way and then you did this. Whereas this one just looks like it's like up and down. So lots of stairs. Get your stairs.
Here's a question. Are y'all pro laptop or anti laptop? Do you bring your laptops? This is a whole conversation.
This is a whole conversation. So the last like 3 KubeCons, I've taken both my laptop and my tablet, and then I've left my laptop in the hotel room and then take my tablet to do work because it's just really heavy to carry it around. But I like having my laptop when I get back to my room to do like more serious work.
Yeah, let me clarify. I'm talking like at the conference.
Yeah.
Not taking it on the trip. I'm talking like at the conference.
Yeah. So at the conference, I've been doing the tablet.
Okay.
And then there always comes a moment in the middle of like something I'm doing with the tablet that I just am like, curse you. I wish I brought my laptop because this isn't working for me. Because it's so much smaller and I'm not as used to it.
Yeah.
So I've been contemplating that this week is like, do I just bite it and take the laptop and have it be heavy and like annoying, but know that I can like get what I need to get done if I get in a situation that I need my laptop? Or do I just like for 30 minutes be painful and uncomfortable with my tablet and be like, I'm going to have to get back to you. I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
I bring my laptop and a battery.
Okay.
So you are team laptop. You will always have your laptop on you at the conference.
Yeah, because I work at a booth now, so I'll have a place to actually set it down.
So I have a question.
I do like to grab a circular table. Like it's like I got to turn through some email. I hate doing email on my phone and stuff. Like I don't like that. So sometimes I'll grab my laptop and I'll go to the lunch area when it's not lunch. All those circle tables.
Yeah.
And I'll just go in there, hang out with someone I wanted to talk to anyway. It was like, hey, you got 20 minutes. I got to burn through some email. Let's go. And then we just and then get it out of the way. And then I like to bring a battery with cables. It's like it's just really nice when you're hanging out with people. You go to eat or something. Someone always has a battery to keep topped off. Like sometimes I find myself it's like, oh man, did I forget to charge my phone last night? Like I always do something dumb like that. So I'm always kind of
seatbelt.
I try to think ahead of time by always having a battery.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Laptop all the time, but I don't use it except for email. And all day long, when I'm just during the day, I'm usually taking a lot of notes of my conversation and everything, but I do that on a notebook all the time.
Analog.
Old school.
Old school for taking note, and I'm just using my laptop for sending email or writing a more detailed thing or showing something to someone. Sometimes you need to show something to someone. Okay, I can do that on my laptop, but all my conversation and everything, taking notes on my notebook. Yeah. GP.
What about you, GP?
I was debating trying to do no laptop because I feel like when I bust out my laptop, I am either just doing the same thing I would be doing on my phone, but on my laptop. And then the rest of the time, I'm just carrying a whole bag with charging cables and all this other stuff. And it's like, and I'm never I don't normally pull it out. I'm not going to pull it out and like, I can do email on my phone normally. Like I'm comfortable with that most of the time. And so I'm like trying to weigh whether that like 15. It's even less for me than it is for you, Katie. It's like maybe 10 or 15 minutes where it's like, this is gonna suck, but I'm gonna do it on my phone. Versus, all right, I'm gonna pull out my laptop and write this in like 30 seconds. And I just don't know if it's worth it. Like, there's going to be one day where I absolutely bring my laptop. That's going to be during Cube Crawl for Clash Loop. But I'm also, packing a bunch of adapters and stuff.
Yeah. But the thing I'm doing is usually when I'm traveling, I have my backpack with me. Mm-hmm. But I'm with all my stuff, which is quite heavy, obviously. But for all the event day, I'm just taking another extra backpack, which has almost anything on it, which is extra light. And so I'm just having my laptop inside that, the charger of my laptop, and a pen and my notebook.
I've been thinking about doing
that. That's it. Period.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Can I interrupt? I wish I could run upstairs. So Bob, I'm not going to get into who Bob is. Bob. He has been going down the rabbit hole of single backpack travel.
Oh, I can't do that. Yeah.
Oh, and the thing was, when I went to KCD Brazil, he was like, hey, do you want me to lend you, this spare backpack I have? Because I found an even better backpack. And I'm like, okay. And I fell in love. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But the problem is that awesome single backpack is heavy. So then I started looking into things, and they have packable backpacks. And I start going down this rabbit hole of, I can get a backpack that packs down to this, and then I can just pack that. So when I go to the conference, Kristoff, I can just pack my laptop, pack a charger, whatever. So I hop on ye olde Amazon, find a highly rated, Katie's smiling already, highly rated packable backpack. This is a kid's backpack. I'm a bigger dude, sure. I don't know if this could fit into it. It's so small, and I had to release the straps as much as possible to be able to and then it doesn't even go down below my shoulder blades. It looks like this weird day pack. It's comical. And I'm still probably going to bring it because I'm stubborn, and I'm going to be no, I'm going to make this work. And it's just going to look funny and awkward that I have a kid's backpack on me that barely fits my... Anyways, this is a whole world, and I want to get into it, but also...
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my Tom Bin, which is a small... If you can see that. That's what I'm going to try, because I do carry... I'm a nerd. I carry about... I have my Steam Deck is this big. I've got my laptop.
Yep.
My noise canceling headphones, my phone, the dongle thing that has all the USB plugs. I always bring an HDMI cable in case I want to watch something on the TV, even though I don't really do that. But then when I go to the conference, it's interesting because I'm using the same backpack, but with nothing in it but the laptop and a battery and a charger.
Yeah.
Oh, and our business cards. Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody packs things that they're this is going to be the trip that I use it.
Yeah.
This is going to be it. I know it. Yeah. And if I don't have it, that's going to be the one time I need it. So I better bring it. Yeah. I do that with a bunch of stuff, a bunch of random cables. I act like I'm going somewhere where I could never buy something. I'm just I'm going to go and they won't have it. It's a silly thought process. But,
yeah.
I do a single backpack. I'm that crazy person that does a single backpack.
Do you have the Scrubba?
For the whole trip, you do one backpack?
Do you know the Scrubba? Do you even know what I'm talking about with Scrubba?
No, I don't know the Scrubba. And yeah, I do one backpack for the whole trip.
Oh, wow.
Bob was trying to sell me on this thing.
I check a bag because I travel enough to have status now, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, I check bags. So there's a lot of things that go in my regular just carry on that I don't put in my backpack when I am traveling. I just throw it in to that. And then when I get to the hotel, I take out a bunch of stuff and leave it at the hotel. And I take what I think I need for the day. Yeah. But yeah, I don't, what is a Scrubba?
Okay. It's this, it's a bag. It's a packable bag that has scrubbies on the inside, and for like people that do single backpack travel, it's a way to wash your clothes in like a bathtub and in a bathroom, right?
Yeah.
So you fill the bag up with like this much water, and you put your clothes in there, and you can even use like shampoo. They say you can pack your own, laundry detergent, or you could just use soap from the hotel.
Ooh.
And then you just Scrubba.
Interesting.
And then you do like a scrubby motion for like 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and then you let it. Wow, words. You let it drain out. Wring the clothes out, and then you just hang them up, and they dry overnight, and then you have clean clothes the next day.
That looks amazing. I'm looking at the website now.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I
can
do
that. International travel, so it's a little different. Internationally, I'll probably bring more. I'll probably check a bag and everything, just but I'll also I get really weird about international travel because I've had a bag lost. So I pack 2 bags. I pack a carry-on with like extra clothes in that carry-on of like what I plan to wear the first 3 days of the trip.
Yeah.
And like everything I need in case my check bag gets lost. Because I've had a check bag get lost, and then just being like having to buy clothes, like especially internationally. Like the last time it happened, it was in Valencia. They lost my bag, and I was just like, I guess I'm just gonna look real wild in this, like whatever I find and buy. I didn't even want to try on clothes because like, you get there and you're so gross from traveling. So I just like bought a bunch of clothes. I had no idea how they looked. A lot of them did not look good. They were awful looking. And I just was like, this is it. This is my life. Because I didn't want to try on the clothes because I felt so gross from traveling.
Yeah.
So I never wanted to be in that position again. So I'll pack a bag. I'll carry on and I'll pack and I'll check a bag. I'll do both for this one. But if it's the States, I just carry on.
Yeah. I always have a spare shirt, an extra stick of deodorant in whatever bag. One year I got stuck at Paris de Gaulle airport for an extra 8 hours. And I even went through that shirt. I ended up buying a shirt at the airport that says I love Paris with like the Eiffel Tower. It was a total tourist one. And that's what I had to wear to the conference. Because when you go to the conference, I end up getting more shirts as well. So I actually, my bag is way heavier on the way back. Because I love all my nerd t-shirts and stuff. So I end up having 3 weeks worth of clothes on me. So
yeah, that's a good thing to talk about too, is like the amount of swag you bring back, right? We talked a little bit about the store. Do you bring an extra collapsible bag to like bring things back, or do you just make room in your bag knowing that you're going to pack extra stuff in it? Depends.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying the single bag thing this time. That said, previously, when I'm checking a bag, I have a bag that's like a trunk. I don't fill this. I can have completely separate outfits for a whole 2-week trip with spares and still not fill this thing. So like swag, no problem. Like that's fine. This time is gonna be a little different.
The only swag I do is clothes, like shirts, socks, and stuff. Like anything plasticky. Like I don't collect any of that stuff anymore. Things with logos on them and things like that. I just let someone else have that stuff, and I try to keep it lean.
Same for you, Kristoff? You're like,
I try to limit a lot now the swags I get too.
Yeah.
We have a very strict rule at home. For every shirt that I bring in from a conference, I need to give one of mine to someone or to an organism. So
that's a great idea.
So I'm trying to limit that a lot.
Smart.
I might take a few socks for what my kid will love them, but I think that would be almost everything.
Yeah. One year they give out luggage tags at the Kubernetes Contributor Summit, and I still have those on my bag. Yeah, those are very useful.
Well, any last imparting thoughts before we head out for the day, and then head on to Paris in a couple days for depending on who's leaving when.
Can't wait to see you all. This is gonna be fun.
I mean, I've got my word of wisdom. Just like open source, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't go too hard the first day. There's like 3 other days of content. Don't party too hard at night because there's awesome keynotes the following morning. Have fun, just moderation.
A lot of water.
A lot of water.
A lot of water. Absolutely.
And one thing I try to explain to people is, okay, you have an amazing, you've worked a lot to create your perfect agenda before the event. You have a back-to-back session all the time. And if you miss one, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If you're talking with someone, having a nice conversation, okay, you know what? Continue that. And it's not a big deal if you miss one of 2 sessions that you plan. You will be able to look at the video, or it's okay. Just enjoy the time you spend with people also. So,
Embrace the FOMO, right?
Yeah, and take some time to go to the booth and talk to people, and it will give you a lot of fun, and you will learn a lot from that.
Yeah,
it's a bit like when you're taking an on-site training. One of the most important thing is the coffee break chat. So it's a bit like that. So enjoy this kind of chat and conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm all about the hallway track. Yeah, because everything hits YouTube a few days after. So.
Yeah. I think that's important to remember is take those plans that you had and your expectations for the event and throw them away and enjoy what comes of it, because once you kind of limit or like remove that, like I was supposed to go here and I'm supposed to be there, like, and you just enjoy the fact that like you met someone new and you had a really great conversation, and maybe that leads to something else, like you're going to be less stressed the entire time when you just roll with it. And it's a hard thing to do, but and then my whole thing is take time for yourself. Like not only to like not go to all those sessions or not like, walk, but like make a moment of like realizing if you're talked out, like I hit the wall. There's moments where I'm like, I love talking to people, but there are moments where I'm like, I need to not talk to anyone. I need to go sit in a corner, not hear my voice, not hear any other voices, and just like be quiet. That's okay to do. Like, do what's best for yourself. If going onto the trade, the solutions showcase is too overwhelming for you, don't go. Right?
Yeah.
If the cube crawl is too overwhelming for you, don't go. If you're feeling really tired, but you really wanted to go to a session, don't go to the session. Like, just you are not required to do anything, and be okay to let yourself off the hook to not do it and to use the word no. Like there is power with the word no. Do you want to go to dinner with me tonight? No.
Nah, I'm good.
I usually don't say it like that. I say, I love to, but I gotta lay down. And everybody kind of feels the same usually.
Yeah, exactly.
My Thursday and Friday is just like, I love you all, but I cannot wait to not see your face. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, thanks everyone for joining me today and chatting with everyone. And we look forward to seeing everyone at KubeCon. As just a shameless reminder, if you aren't registered, register today. I'll put it over here to the side where it's a little more pretty.
Ooh, nice.
We're close to kind of selling out on all access passes as well as registration in general. So if you're kind of dragging your feet, today's the day. Get it going and get registered. Otherwise, we'll see everyone in Paris, and safe travels.
And
Thanks.
if you see us, just come to chat us.
Yeah, just come hang out.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
We'd be happy to.
Yeah, come talk to us.